When the Maruti Suzuki XL6 was launched back in 2019, I was particularly impressed with the vehicle because it was a vehicle that gave masses the option of owning a premium 6-seat MPV. However, there was one big shortcoming in that vehicle. For a premium vehicle, if you opt in for an automatic variant, all you could get was a 4-speed automatic transmission, and we all know that was very outdated. But finally, Maruti Suzuki has brought in a new 6-speed automatic transmission with a revised 1.5-litre engine in this car. And now the new XL6, well, not all new, but it's a mid-cycle facelift. It also gets some design updates, some updates in terms of features and connectivity along with the powertrain. So all of this when put together, how better does the package improve and what kind of value do you get for your money? That's exactly what we'll find out over the next few minutes. Now let's talk about the design changes on the new XL6 first, and as you can see the front, well, this is where most of the changes have taken place. The front is a lot more robust and muscular than the previous model. There is a lot of chrome which a lot of Indian buyers will appreciate. Again, the headlamps are new. You've got this very nice cluster inside. The LED DRL also looks smart. And if you look at the overall design with the bumper creases, it's a very dynamic design, and as a result of which the car looks wide. All of the design cues give it a wide look. It accentuates the width of the car, and as a result of that, it gets a nice road presence. It has a good stance. Once you move to the side, you've got these very good looking 16-inch chunky alloy wheels, and these fill up the wheel arches really nice, and as a result of which the XL6 gets a very nice dynamic stance on the side. You've also got a very strong dynamic shoulder line, and overall when you look at this vehicle, well, it is an MPV. There's no escaping that fact. It looks like an MPV, but it's not one of those boring MPVs that looks just like any other people carrier. It looks more than that. It looks premium, and that's the one good thing I really like about the XL6. Even if you look at the roof rails, the roof spoiler, the shark fin antenna, and the smoked out tail lamps at the back, all of these elements when combined give the XL6 a nice premium look, as a result of which the XL6 looks more than just an MPV. It is an interesting MPV to look at. Now coming to the interior experience of the new XL6, well, the car hasn't changed in terms of dimension, the wheelbase, all of that is same, so it hasn't grown in terms of space, but a lot has changed inside in terms of features. Now first of all, let's talk about the dashboard. The layout remains the same, but I quite like this wood and aluminium brush finish that they've given. It gives it a little bit of zing, a little bit of a premium effect. The plastic quality in the lower part of the dashboard overall, I would say, is decent, not the best around, but it's decent and it doesn't look out of place. The features, well, that's where the XL6 gets a big upgrade. Now you get a new 7-inch infotainment screen here. It also gets Suzuki's Smart Connect, and that means that now it's a connected vehicle. You get a lot of connected features, around 40 of them, and you can now get a lot of information on your smartphone. You can trace your vehicle, you can locate it, you can get a lot of vehicle data directly onto your phone. So that just adds a lot to your convenience and tech. Beyond that, of course, you also now get with the new XL6 in the top variant, you get ventilated seats, and these are really very good. The 2 seats up front are ventilated, and they are going to come in handy, especially in the summers up north. So this is something that really adds to the premium flavor inside the cabin. Beyond this also, if you look at the instrument cluster, well, it's a nice instrument cluster, a combination of analog and digital, easy to read out, and it gives you good amount of information. You can get a lot of information, easy to decipher. The steering wheel again looks good, it's premium, it feels nice to hold. It's got a flat bottom, so again it goes in sync with the premium positioning of the vehicle. The seats themselves are quite comfortable. I quite like the front seats. They have got very good side support, and even the cushioning is pretty much spot on. Practical storage space inside the cabin, well, there's a lot of it. The door pockets, the center console, even the small place you get beneath the center armrest, which of course is again adjustable. So it's a nice practical cabin to be in, and now with the new features it's comfortable and luxurious as well. Now the misses, well, let's talk about the misses. It does not get wireless charging, which for me is a miss, but again, wireless charging is a feature which has become quite common but is not a deal breaker. You do get a normal USB outlet and a 12-volt socket here, so again you can charge your device on the go. Beyond that, the other miss that a lot of people will find in this car, because they would compare it to the Kia Carens, and that is the absence of a sunroof. Maruti does not offer sunroof in any of its cars, so that is something you miss out on. But beyond that, the front experience is pretty good. Now let's move in to the rest of the two rows. And now we're in the middle row of the new XL6. Like I said, no changes to this overall dimension, so the legroom remains the same, and that's not a bad thing because the XL6 has a good space. You can see I've got the driver's seat adjusted to my driving preference, and I'm 5 feet 8 inches for reference. And you can see right now with the seat pushed all the way forward, I have decent amount of room, but I can easily liberate more leg room, more knee room, and now I have a lot of leg room. I can easily slide my feet under the driver's seat and get a good comfortable position. The two captain seats here, of course, well, this is what really gives the XL6 that premium flavor and that comfort. The seats again are very good. They get nice cushioning and the side support is good. You also have individual armrests for both of these seats, and you can recline them as well. So getting that perfect comfortable position is very easy in the XL6. Also, if you are someone who's looking for a good chauffeur driven vehicle, I think this really fits the bill, because you can have a very nice comfortable experience here. And of course, if you are looking for something that moves around people in comfort, again it fits the bill. But now we need to talk about a very important thing, and that's the last row, because that is mostly a pain area for many vehicles. So let's find out, how does the XL6 fare in that department. One of the most important things about any third row is accessibility, the ease of getting in and out, and this is an area where the XL6 fares well. Just one touch, push the seat forward, and well, it's easy to get into the third row. Now I'll just pull back the seat. Now right now you'll see that there's a lot of space, but that's because the middle row, the middle seat has been pushed all the way forward, and it's not going to be that. It's practically not possible. So let's just push it back, and if I push it back completely, it's not bad. So now with the seat pushed all the way back, you can see I still have a couple of inches to spare in terms of knee room, and my knees are still not hitting against the seat, so that's a really good thing to start with. It's not an uncomfortable position. Of course, the seat is set high like any other third row, so you will have your knees slightly higher, and that means your under thigh support would be compromised, but it's still not bad. I mean, actually I quite like this seat, and full marks to the Maruti engineers for designing a third row within this space that is as comfortable as this. So yes, there is a little less under thigh support, but the seat overall is good. It has good cushioning. You have the cup holders here, and you have also the air conditioning vents in the middle row, so the cooling inside the cabin also is effective and quick. The headrests are adjustable, so again you can get a nice comfortable position, and you can be, I don't mind being in this seat for say about a couple of hours. And as a result of that, as a people carrier, and that too a premium one, I think the XL6 does a really good job, and it serves its purpose, and that too for a very good price. Now let's talk about the powertrain, and that's where the biggest change has taken place. Like I said earlier, the earlier XL6 had an outdated 4-speed automatic transmission, but now this one gets the brand new 6-speed automatic transmission. Also, the engine, well, it's a K15C dual jet petrol engine, and it develops about 103 horsepower. So when you talk about the overall working of the powertrain, well, I would say it works brilliantly well. The engine is refined, it offers you with decent power, and you can actually manage your urban traffic as well as highway runs with ease. And the transmission really is very good. It has been paired well to the engine. It works like a charm. It's not a very like a quick transmission. It doesn't need to be. It's an MPV. It has been calibrated just the way you would want it to be in an MPV. So it offers you decently quick but comfortable shifts, and it just goes along well with the nature of the engine. And you can also now take control using these paddle shifters, which is again a nice addition in case you want to have better control of the gearbox. And the overall driving experience, well, I would say it's a very nice and a hassle-free, refined vehicle to drive. Of course, it's not an engaging vehicle to drive, and doesn't have to be. It's an MPV. So for the buyer who's looking for a car that will move say 5 to 6 people in comfort, well, this really does the job. And there's very less cabin noise. The NVH insulation is good, and beyond that, even if you look at the visibility, overall visibility, it's good. It gives you a good sense of the road. The ground clearance is good, so you can tackle sort of bad roads and speed breakers with ease. Coming to ride and handling, well, the ride and handling is very sorted. The ride quality is nice. It's soft, exactly what you would want it to be in an MPV. And the suspension does a good job of soaking in most of the bumps and ironing them out very efficiently. In terms of handling, well, it's a stable vehicle. Like I said, it's an MPV. It's not an engaging vehicle. It's not aimed at being a sporty vehicle to drive. But beyond that, if you look at straight line stability on the highway, you can hit triple digit speeds without any problem, and the car will sit there comfortably. There's no unnecessary floating or waving, and it goes around corners also in a predictable manner. So for the kind of buyer that it's aimed at and the kind of positioning that this car has, I think the powertrain does a good job. It works well, and something that's really important these days is fuel efficiency. Fuel prices are soaring like mad, and in these times, this car gives you good fuel efficiency. The claim fuel efficiency, of course, is a little over 20 kilometers to a liter, but during our first drive, what we have been getting is about 14 kilometers, and this is as of now because we are not really pushing the car. Right now, we're just doing the shoot, and we have been doing some fuel efficiency runs, and we are just gathering data for the transmission. So that is basically how you would drive in a normal scenario, and you can expect a good fuel efficiency of around 15 kilometers to a liter, which is very good for a 6-seat MPV. Now to sum up the overall XL6 experience, and should you buy it or not? Well, if you look at the XL6, in my opinion, it has grown. It has taken a step forward in every department. It looks better than earlier. It is more comfortable. It is more connected. It gets good features, and it is a lot more better to drive than the earlier XL6. If you look at the other features, it also gets more safety features, and if you put all of that, the XL6 comes across as a good value for money proposition, and it gives you a very good premium experience as well. So can it take the fight directly to a rival like the Kia Carens? I believe why not. It is priced competitively. Now, if you look at the prices, which you can see at the bottom of your screen right now, the XL6, the entire range has been priced very competitively. And if you even look at the top variant, for the kind of features it offers, it gives you very good VFM. And beyond that, even if you have to look at a subscription model, you can subscribe and buy this for about 25,500 rupees per month. So there is a dual option available. Overall, I think the XL6 is a great update from where it was, and Maruti Suzuki has done a good job of loading this vehicle with good features, with good tech, and this just enhances the overall experience and makes it a thoroughly enjoyable MPV to own.